There's this philosophy and this idea that Bob started with of preserving an ancient variety of grain that he didn't quite understand what was happening with it in the beginning, but he knew that it was special. And he saw the nutritional and the health properties and the possibilities for that. As well, at the same time, he really believed in organic agriculture. And so he decided to marry those two under this idea of a name, of a brand.
Families have come into my restaurant and I had one father literally cry because he'd never been able to eat something that his daughter had eaten, or she'd never been able to eat something, the same thing he was eating. And he thanked me, and that makes this special. You know, it's changing lives.
If you were really to imagine and count all the different products that we have throughout the world, it would number in the thousands. And so it's quite amazing to think that this all came from 36 kernels of grain.
It's important to understand how regenerative organic agriculture works. It works simply the way nature works. The closer we can mimic nature, the more regenerative, sustainable, and productive will our organic systems be. Organic agriculture is founded mainly on diversity and soil building. We mimic diversity with crop rotations, which break up cycles of diseases, insects, and weeds. We mimic soil building by planting legumes and other crops, which feed and regenerate the soil as those crops are turned back into the ground. The main difference between organic and chemical agriculture is that organic focuses on feeding the soil, which will then feed the plants, while chemical agriculture focuses on just feeding the plants directly. Well, it's finally harvest time. You know, we wait all year for just a few weeks where all of the labor and all of the efforts and everything we put into growing a crop really either goes into the bin and can be sold or is lost. But when it's harvest time, everybody turns to and either driving truck or helping at the bins, unloading, or we have 2 combines that we try to keep going. And it's really a go time for us. Well, this is our very first KAMUT field planted on the Rocky Boy Reservation, which is only about 15-20 miles from our farm. And Bobby LaSalle is a good friend of mine, and I have been putting together ideas for food sovereignty, where the reservation could raise more of its own food. And we're starting with KAMUT.
Bobby LaSalle. I am the manager for the Dry Fork Farms, which is owned by the Chippewa Cree tribe here in north central Montana. And I was kind of motivated to change over to try this organic stuff by Mr. Bob Quinn. So I decided we'd try a field of it here. The 2 big motivations for me to try it was price. So the commodity is way better than any commercial grains we can raise, and it is a lot of work, but I'm kind of excited about it. I'm liking it.
Who I am is I'm John Tester. I farm this land, which my grandfather and grandmother homesteaded over 100 years ago.
We've been now working together with the KAMUT project for almost 30 years, almost as long as you've been going organic. How has that worked out for you? Has that been satisfactory for?
No, KAMUT's a great grain in the rotation. It has worked out incredibly well for us. And the KAMUT is very resistant because it's a strong stem plant to that. The other thing is that it's good. I mean, it's different. When I go around the country and I do a fair amount of traveling, and folks know I farm, oftentimes they ask me, do you know anything about this KAMUT stuff?
Oh, yeah.
And so it's fun because I say, yeah, my neighbor down the road about 25 miles away developed it, and he's really developed a great market for it, and it's good stuff, and it's good. When my wife had wheat allergies real bad, and I'm not saying this works for everybody, it would have worked for us. We got off the regular wheat that you make bread off of, and she started making bread out of KAMUT, and she got over the allergies. Now she's able to eat that white flour again.
What we really want people to eventually understand is that it's not just a grain. There's this whole program that's behind it, this philosophy and these ideals of promoting healthy food, nutritious food, not just volume, but good, nutritious food. It's a quality over quantity thing. And at the same time, promoting a healthy environment and just a holistic sense of doing good things while you have to eat anyway.
La storia del pastificio Felicetti è iniziata nel 1908 a Predazzo, in Val di Fiemme, nel cuore delle Dolomiti. Nel 2000 siamo entrati in contatto con il Khorasan a marchio KAMUT. Già nel 2000 avevamo iniziato a fare i primi test di produzione e effettivamente il primo test era stato un test abbastanza segreto, così segreto che non lo conosceva nemmeno mio padre e mio cugino Paolo, al quale avevo detto però che si trattava di un prodotto speciale e che avrebbe dovuto essere molto cauto nella produzione perché era qualcosa di veramente particolare. Ed era talmente particolare che mio padre, quando vide la fattura che lo accompagnava, entrò nel mio ufficio in maniera estremamente aggressiva, sventolando questa fattura dicendo: ma tu sei pazzo, ma a chi credi che riusciremo a vendere questo prodotto? E non mi parlò per un paio di giorni. Poi, dopo pranzo del terzo o quarto giorno, tornò in ufficio, chiuse la porta, si sedette e mi disse: ma mi parli un po' di questo KAMUT? Ho detto: perché? Me ne hai già parlato tu abbastanza, ti interessava solo la questione del prezzo. E dice: guarda, sinceramente l'ho appena messo in pentola e erano 50 anni che non sentivo questi profumi. Non mi importa del prezzo, non mi importa del costo, è buono, è profumato ed erano anni che non sentivo questi sapori, quindi andate avanti.
It has been over 30 years since we first experimented with organic agriculture on our farm and introduced giant ancient wheat to the marketplace. This has come together in a way which has completely changed the direction of my life's work and the passion that drives it. In the mid-1980s, I had no real appreciation for the significance or the potential of organic agriculture. Today, I believe it's the only system which really makes sense, and it is the future. In those days, I had also no idea about the connection between food and health. Now I see them as inseparable. Food really should be our medicine, and medicine should be our food.